is heading back to the wild shores of the Philippines for another epic season.
Survivor's ready. Go!
Where super fans will battle memorable past players for the title of Sole Survivor.
I think people would be really surprised just how much I have up my sleeve.
If you could just convince yourself even that you're going to go to the end, you're going to go.
I am the guy. They wore pink underwear. I am the guy that put on feathers.
I wear my bitchiness like a badge of honor.
I know I can take on the million.
Get ready for a knockdown, drag-out fight to the finish. This is Survivor Caramoan Fans vs. Favorites preview.
It's combustible out there.
Welcome to Survivor Caramoan Fans vs. Favorites preview. I'm Lisa Welchel from Survivor Philippines. While some of you may think you know what it takes to be on Survivor, let me tell you firsthand, it takes an awful lot to get to the end. We'll introduce you to this season's castaways, plus we've got a sneak peek at the first immunity challenge. But first, Jeff Probst tells us why Survivor is revisiting one of their most successful twists.
Fans versus favorites worked really well the first time. The big question really comes down to what is a favorite. It doesn't mean the audience loved you and you're a hero and they rooted for you. It can mean the audience despised you and rooted against you.
And the fans have to make an impact on viewers as well.
But they're actually really fun, good players. And so far in, early into this season, they have not disappointed.
The new season of Survivor will kick off with an epic opening day.
Right out of the gate, we put them into a challenge. We specifically chose a physical challenge because we wanted to get the animosity growing. It's going to be a roller coaster, and I think a lot of stuff is going to happen.
Now it's time to meet our first favorite, and my personal favorite. He's one of the strongest competitors out there, as I know from my season. That's why I had to vote him out at Final Four. Sorry, Malcolm.
Knowing that I was coming out here for a second season back-to-back, my mind's still very much in the game, and I'm not really considering, the sentimental value of Survivor right now. I'm more thinking about how I have to get rid of 19 other people. I recognize everybody out there. I know how they played the game before.
Malcolm's an obvious favorite. I don't think there's any explanation needed. He has everything you want in a Survivor contestant except $1 million check.
Though Malcolm knows his fellow favorites well. His season hadn't aired before Survivor Caramoan Fans vs. Favorites.
The other returning favorites haven't seen me play. And there's going to be a stigma attached to that because the only other person to ever do this is Russell Hantz, and who has a certain notorious reputation. I'm really not his biggest fan, but I do like how he controlled every aspect of the game. And that's what I admire about the way Russell played the game, and that's what I try to bring when I'm out there.
Russell's nephew, Brandon Hantz, is also back. But don't expect him to play a Russell-style game.
I love you, Uncle Russell, but bruh, I played Survivor too. I made it pretty far, and I don't think neither of us have won, so chill out.
The younger Hantz says he learned some big lessons from his emotionally charged first time on Survivor.
It was pretty bad, actually.
I cried a lot. I didn't realize that it was a game that you had to, stab people in the back. It just didn't hit me. I took the game and made it into kind of a real-life experience for me, when really it's just a game.
Is it possible for Brandon to last 39 days and not lose his mind? If so, he's got a pretty good underdog story.
During his season, Brandon gave up his immunity necklace. But one of the most infamous blunders was on the original Fans vs. Favorites, when then fan Eric gave away immunity and was voted out by a strong female alliance.
In the first Fans vs. Favorites, Eric was a fan. Now he's a favorite. That's how big an impact he made that season.
It was a pretty big blunder. For about a year, I replayed it over and over, and I had trouble sleeping sometimes.
The 27-year-old plans to use the other players' perceptions about him to his advantage.
I'm going to try and kind of play up the fact that I'm a duff.